It's easy to play and earn.
Cryptopia will be an industrial miracle.
Enough of this! Our progress can't come at the planet's expense.
Outrageous!
That's more like it.
Use NFT loyalty cards to protect your interests. Cryptopia. Mint your early access ship now.
Control away the pieces that you gave, betray in a way. Often I'm stuck on my back. How could you do this? We've been through this for a while. Once secure, now it's just gone. Hold me not, give me back my mind. My thoughts that you're taking stop me to care. Could the night help me shut you out? She gave me a lesson not to go and die, but I already died. I will try to latch myself out of your space, far away, until the distance passes its line. It's a new journey, my heart has had enough of pain. Once a fool, now I'm away. Hold me not, give me back my mind. My thoughts that you're taking stop me to care. Could the night help me shut you out? You gave me lessons not to go and die, 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 but I already but I already died.
Hello, everyone. I'm John Mark. Some people call me John, others Mark, but really I'm more comfortable with you guys calling me JM. So, just to introduce myself properly, I am a Filipino and I grew up in Dubai, UAE. So if you guys know anything about growing up in a foreign country, you know it's very you're very much likely to be out of place most of the time. So what I did was just stay at home. So with that, because of that, actually, I was a gamer most of my life, and when I was in grade 7, I started playing this game called Minecraft, and I was very interested in that mod scene in Minecraft. So I started creating my own mods, which led me to a path of really game development. So when I graduated high school, I just started immediately, took the course that can allow me to do that, and I graduated around 4 years ago and started working in the gaming industry in Dubai. So I just got back from Dubai 2 years ago, and then I was usually working on AR and VR games, like demos for big companies, but then it didn't really give me that fulfillment of like Minecraft, it changed a generation. But when I saw an opportunity to work on crypto, I believe that's something that will really be like Minecraft, where it will change a big part of our generation. So yeah, that's who I am, how I became a developer. But enough about me. I think I can start with the updates, right, Lottie? Yeah. Yep. All right. So, just to give you a brief recap, guys, there have been a lot of changes from our I mean, you guys can see it on the dev log, the dev chat. There have been a lot of changes, but I'm gonna start with the avatar menu and go around from there. So, right now, the avatar menu, you can change your clothes, you can change your pets, but we wanted it to be more customizable, but also giving more information. So we've added a way to really see the information of each item. For example, your shirt, what it's going to provide. Is it going to provide charisma? Is it going to provide intelligence? So we added that in our latest build, but I don't know when it will be out. But yeah, that's going to be something exciting for you guys to try. So it will show you the different stats each item will get. Like, for example, your pets.
25 listening in. Oh,
All right. So your pets will give you energy, or it will give you uh, luck, or all that kind of stats. So we've shown that in the newest update. I think I will give I send a picture soon, maybe when it's done. But yeah, that's basically everything for the avatar. We also added a way to have animations play when you meet another player, basically. But that's all on the back end. You can set it on the avatar menu as well. So yeah, there is a way when you meet a player, you do an emotion or an animation. Following that, uh, following that, we did a lot of changes on the settings. Right now, the settings only cover the resolution and the audio, but we've expanded it to basically have you can choose your own drivers basically. So, for example, you have a speaker or you have your headphones. You can switch between those two. Also, you can change your pin. If you guys have played the latest demo, you can change your pin now and also show your 12 word passphrase. So you can basically switch between devices as well. Uh, with that, I'm gonna move on to the borders and minimap. So basically, there are also a lot of changes on the map scene. To start off, I know you guys have seen the latest images that Matt sent on the minimap. If you've seen that, you know that all tiles now have uh, basically will show you which faction it belongs to. That goes as well with the map scene, where you can really see which tile belongs to where, which faction, and who owns it. Overall, there's a lot more information that is shown on the map scene, and especially when it comes to choosing which tile to buy, which tile to go to, because it shows the resources and the borders. And I think the most exciting thing to update you guys is really we started creating the inside of the tile. So as all of you know, each tile has different characteristics. For example, you may be on a beach scene. You may have a tile where there are a lot of vegetation. Now you can go in there and do some stuff inside, basically. Uh, One of the greatest things about having a community is we can share it to you that development, and we're really excited in that each player can now enter a tile and do uh, activities. And to give you a little bit of context on those images that we've been sending, first part is we implemented a day and night cycle to that scene itself, and also a weather system. As you all know, there are, sorry. As you all know, there's gonna be a lot of effects that factories and different buildings to the tile or to the surrounding tiles, and that's basically how it's gonna get represented to the weather system. Also, we've added the capability to collect renewable resources. So stones, rocks, and sands, you can all collect them now from the inside tile. Uh, And that's really exciting because it allows you to build your first building, like the mine or basic buildings like that, to gather different resources. And also, I think the very first update we did last month was the ability to capture pets. That's very exciting, and I'm very excited for that as well. Uh, Courtesy of Matt, of course. That's a feature that he's worked on, and it's really cool. Now, these kinds of mechanics are all found in any tile that you visit. So each tile, if it has plants, you can gather resources from it. You can chop it. If it has rocks, you can gather the rocks. And if you have animals in that tile, you can capture those animals. Following that, there have been developments in the Android build. We've added the inside tile scene to the Android build, and we'll probably be releasing them soon as long as we finish optimizing it and making sure that all of the functions in the desktop software, desktop Cryptopia, will work on the Android build. And I think yeah, that's it for the dev updates. That's everything that we have worked on and currently working on. Thank you guys for that for having me and I we are working very hard to really pump out these features, and I can assure you we're gonna make a rockin' awesome game. It is planned. There's a lot of things that are currently being structured on, and that's one of the things that I'm really excited of. We're not sure yet the details, but we'll definitely show the community once we have something about that. Of course, pets are basically a companion to your character on the map scene and on the tile scene. Um, Pets give you different buffs, and if you're a Civ fan, you know buffs are the key to winning. And those are Pets are basically NFTs that you can add modules to. You can add different accessories to that will also give it buffs, and it will basically affect your gameplay as is. But also, honestly, come on, doesn't want a cat or a dog? Though dogs are probably better. uh, but who doesn't want a dog following you around on the map? Exactly, and battles.
There's some questions in the event chat channel too after this.
Yep. So basically, you have your shirt, your pants, your shoes, and your hat, and some accessory modules, depending on basically what you have. But you have a basic setup, but you also have NFTs that you can use as your costumes. Basically, for example, I can have a SWAT helmet, or maybe I can have a Jagger pants for all those stylish uh, old people right there. That those things will give me stats as well, like luck or charisma, especially the cargo shorts, plus 10 to charisma, and basically all of those are NFTs except for your basic loadout. Those are cards. Basically, it's like, how do I put it? We can't call them Pokeballs, I think, but there's no definite the name for it. But those are cards that you throw to a potential companion, like a toucan or a deer or any of the capturable companions. And they do have levels, and not all potential companions can fit inside a card of a rarity or that level. I'm getting confirmation. Though honestly, it's Matt's realm on on what's going to be on that end. Currently, it's the whole avatar system is still on the planning phase, so we'll
As
never
of
know.
right now, we
Oh
don't.
yeah, there you go.
Oh, okay, I can talk. Sweet. I'm here to
You are
support the
now unmuted.
experiment. No, as of right now, we have no implementation set up for crafting, but we do actually plan on having players be able to craft in the future. So, we talked about having it so that when a player gets to the Grandmaster level, they'll be able to craft things that are on the most legendary or rare level. And of course, it's going to take the most resources that are rare because you're the Grandmaster. But you should be able to craft at every stage of your development so that way you're able to better hone in your skills. So, with that being said, crafting is on the list of things to develop. Is it created right now? No. Will it be made in the future? Yes.
No, I don't think so. Yeah, no, because basically pets are NFTs, so you can have an unlimited amount of it on your wallet.
Now, when it comes to battling, though, we did want to make at least the max number of pets that you can battle with at three at a time. That's three at a So you can't like take your, 100 NFTs, your creature pets, and then battle someone who only has two. So it's 3-on-3 battles, 1-on-1 battles, and that's the number that we came up with. It's either 1-on-1 or 3-on-3. Whoa, that is a huge and a very loaded question. and I gotta break that question up into chunks so that way we could better answer it. Otherwise, I'm gonna give you a over generic answer that's all blatted out. Like so, let's go to the first part of that question again. Can you re-ask the first part? Okay, so the project is play to earn, and you don't need any crypto to get started with. There is a free version of the game where you could just play to earn and actually earn. And obviously, if you have more that you want to get into, like let's say purchasing an early access ship, you will get more benefits at a better head start in the game than others who will just get the free ship. But there is a free ship, and you're still allowed to earn. So we have different ways that you can play the game. I know for the industrialists, they'll probably want to create a business and open up shop and sit back and watch the money roll in. But I mean, there's other people that like me who just want to be hands-on with everything, and they'll want to go into third person mode and harvest resources by hand. And so now that goes into another part of the question that you asked about the marketplace, which is why I wanted to break it up into chunks. But let's go to that second part of the question because I don't want to butcher the question. I want to actually get to the answers to this part. So then, play to earn aspect, yes. So what was the second part? Okay, so for the oh, go ahead. Okay, so for the tokenomics of the game, you got to think that an economy is how things are going to be working. So inside of blockchain technology, it doesn't come from the top and only go to the bottom, and it doesn't flow from the bottom and only flow to the top. Let's put into perspective, let's say like Steam. You know, if you were to do any type of business with Steam, money doesn't flow laterally. It only flows to the top. So somebody sells digital goods and the money goes straight all the way up to Steam. It even passes the developer, and then gets trickled back down to the developer because Steam is the one that's handling your credit card purchases and things like that. Well with blockchain technology, players are getting to trade laterally. So, like I said earlier, when you're going ahead and you're collecting these resources are NFTs, and these NFTs have value to them. So if you were to go out and collect wood and somebody wanted to construct a building and they needed wood, you can sell your wood for CRT and they get to construct their building. And like I just said earlier, if it was an industrialist and they wanted to build up, buildings, massive buildings, they don't want to go and run around and collect wood. So they're willing to pay you, the other player, to collect the wood and then construct their building. So I mean, like it could be iron, it could be sand to create glass, it could be any type of resource that we have out there, but there's no limit to what you can actually put as a price for someone can do. So we also have pirates inside of Cryptopia, and pirates are able to loot other players, and you get to create a bounty or a quest to go ahead and receive to get back your loot from the player that went ahead and looted you. So that in itself is another aspect of of the economics where you get to create quests for other players. And so this is just the barely the tip of the iceberg of it, but it goes deeper than that because again, like if you're crafting goods, and your main focus on crafting good is creating jewelry. So yesterday we had a talk with Element, and we wanted to put a one-to-one mine inside of Cryptopia, and that's going to be related to the assets that are inside of the real world. And if you're using those assets to create jewelry, which are essentially the NFTs that you could put as accessories on your player, now you don't want to go mining. You're a jewelry maker. You just want to go ahead and buy the jewelry for a cost, whatever the going rate is on the market, and then be able to create the jewelry, provide value, and sell that to other players that would benefit from that. Let's say your jewelry provides extra sneak for the pirates, or it provides a faster ship, for bounty hunters when they want to go catch those pirates. Whatever the benefits and the bonus stats may be, um, that's what it's going to come down to. Is that players are going to be able to create their create the way that they want to play and create the world that they want to be in inside of Cryptopia. And then I remember the last part of the question, which is why I had to break it up because I was like, damn, this is a huge loaded question. When it comes down to the marketplace, um, Cryptopia exists on the blockchain. Now, that means that when an order goes out, like let's say a sale, a buy, a actual purchase, everything is recorded on the blockchain. So I don't know if anyone here has been to a decentralized exchange, but that means that you're able to go ahead and see these orders from a place like OpenSea, Dex Guru, uh, Super Rare, Mintable. The orders are on the blockchain, so they're going to be available everywhere. So people can actually buy Cryptopian assets and resources without ever having to actually be inside of Cryptopia. I don't know why they would actually really want to do that. Maybe they're just flippers. I mean, that's all them. That's that kind of player. I'm not too sure about that. Everyone has their own agenda and motive for doing the things that they want to do, but everyone, even beyond Cryptopian players, can interact with the marketplace that's going to be created because it is decentralized. And we as Cryptopia will not be able to shut it down or pull it down or change your orders or increase your spreads in the middle. It's going to be decentralized. So it's going to be owned by you, the player. And so I hope I answered that question. Is your mic working? Write something in the chat if you can, at least. I know, right?
Can you guys hear me now?
Bro,
Oh my god, very sorry.
is your
He's
character
alive.
when you talk? What? Oh man, I gotta get on this whole thing you got going on there. That's amazing. Nitro. That's my first time seeing that, man. That blew my mind. I thought his character was just a random GIF, and wow, that's cool. Super cool. Okay. Well, to go back to that question, if you don't have a question right now, I mean, you got to remember gameplay is the core aspect to this whole thing. So, yeah, getting crypto is fun, and I mean, you should want to get crypto, and there should be definitely ways for you to make serious income inside of Cryptopia. But overall, besides that, it should just be the gameplay. Is the gameplay fun? So that would be the reason why you're staying. Not because we have to ask. And that's the key aspect because if we're increasing demand through solid gameplay, well, these investors better have supply, and that's demand and supply, or supply and demand. But I mean that's where it comes down to because nobody just wants to get into a game. I mean, if you want to get in the game to make money and you want to bet, you could just play high low. That's a game where you can make tons of money in it, but you're betting. And I mean, I don't find those things fun. So, I mean, this is going to be fun. So, it's fun first, and then it's like, wow, this is beyond fun. I actually made some money.
Is that for me? uh, we we are, and I know the guys have been talking about partnerships with other projects as well to get their monsters, to get their uh, different creatures into the game. So uh, there will be more.
Okay, I see. Doobie's asking, are pets limited to just the cats, dogs, and the toucans? And to answer that, the answer is no. We have literally over 100 pets right now. We've only been showing just the tip of the iceberg because each pet needs to have its own a time and attention inside of there. So there's going to be more pets, and there's going to be a special mechanic that I'm only going to be teasing right now. If you want to know what that special mechanic is, go ahead and stay inside the Discord and keep up to date with what we're doing. But just know that there's more than 100 pets right now, and there's still more to come. Yeah, so that's a good question. And okay, so basically, what we've been working on right now is a decentralized chat system. Think of it as a blockchain within a blockchain, or like a node, kind of like the Gala nodes. And basically, players will be able to open up their own, uh, basically like a server, but their own chat server that's going to be hosting other players' chats, and they're going to be checking up on other players to pretty much say, "Hey, is this server running? Is this thing doing good?" You know, it's basically like a blockchain, so that way, we as Cryptopia do not have control over the chatting that you guys are doing between each other. So we are creating a decentralized chat system as of right now, just so that we're able to quickly have other players be able to communicate with each other, at least for beta. We do have an emote wheel, and you are able to change the emotions that you want to play with and interact with other players. So emote wheel first, and we'll keep the emote wheel, but there is going to be a chatting function. And will it be voice? I don't know if it will be voice, but we'll definitely be able to text. If anything, you guys can always chat inside of Discord with your voice.
Alright. Hello. Uh, Actually, it was not a question. It was just a concern. Not to be a party wrecker, but I guess some of the bicep members were, I guess, kicked because of spamming. I guess only.
Yeah, bro, we're sorry about that. It just hit us so fast. We were kind of confused on what's going on, and but we do appreciate the support. And bring them
Yeah, yeah,
back
yeah.
on. Man. Let them back on. I just let everyone know, like we all saw it all at once. It was kind of like, what's going on? But
Yeah.
no, we like the
It's
support.
okay. Because mostly, or let's say commonly, every time bicep comes in and raid, usually we spam, and then we use like same PFP and other founders think of us as bots. So it's okay. It's just a small misunderstanding, and I'll simply tell the team to come back. And thank you guys. Continue with your AMA. I'm just listening. Thank you.
He's at work right now, but I was able to read his question. He would like to ask if there is an end date of when the early access ships would be available.
So pretty much, so that pretty much means they're available right now. Then that that'd be like, yeah, they're available and they're limited. So if you don't own one, probably want to go get one. And you should probably join Tech Faction because it's the best. And you are Tech Faction, so there we go. You know what's up.
I have a quick question. Is that all right?
Fire away.
So these capture cards, um, would that be like a one-use item, or would there be like a capture card that you could use a certain number of times, or would there be, for instance, like different levels of capture cards, some that are better than the others?
Okay, so that is a great question. And yes, when you okay, so it works like this. If you capture a pet, the card is burnt. And then it's replaced with the NFT of that pet that you captured. And that, let's say you had 3 capture cards. Now you have 2 capture cards, 1 NFT. Well, actually, they're all NFTs. Like the capture cards themselves are NFTs. They're just, we consider them as blank NFTs, because it's the level of the capture. We don't have we haven't came up with a set number of tiers. Like it's not just going to be a normal, rare, legendary. But what we do have right now is normal, rare, legendary. So then there's different tiers to the capture cards because um, this goes back to the other question about how many different pets there are. Well, there are legendary pets, and I have not released the legendary pets yet as a sneak peek because they're legendary. They should remain a mystery until the end, and that they're gonna stay that way. But just know that they are, and I won't even tell you how many there are because that's also a secret too as well. I think the only way we're gonna start releasing the information about them, if you want to know a leak, is to be in our events. So events like the Daxio event would be one way to learn about a leak on what how to get one, where they're at, what it's all about. So you gotta definitely be in the community and stay up to date with what's going on if you want to get your hands on a legendary pet. But beyond a grandmaster being able to craft a legendary capture card being at the top of his game, I mean, I don't even think you're going to be able to get a legendary capture card. So good luck trying to get a legendary pet. But they're one time uses. If you throw your card and you do not capture a pet, you do not waste that card. As of right now, we want you to be able to capture. It's more like a game, but you're still minting. So it's a way of gamifying minting because if you're minting, you're still gonna get something either way. So this way is a way that you're gonna get it, but it's more of like a bit of skill because you still have to throw it at the pet and you still have to actually capture it. So it's just gamified minting. So you don't lose any cards if you miss, but you do lose the blank one, and instead now you get the actual pet. So we're actually still in the development and talks about how this should work. We do have a great idea of how we want it to work. So basically, how that's going to end up working out is everyone knows where everyone is on the blockchain. There is no such thing as secrecy, you know. But I don't think everyone knows how to read the blockchain. And so, as a bounty hunter, these are real life skills that you're going to have to learn to pick up. Because, again, since everything is on the blockchain, there's transparency. And so, as a pirate, you can learn where the bounty hunters are, and as a bounty hunter, you can learn where the pirates are. We might end up putting things that are on the game where, let's say as an NFT, you can have a buoy that has a signal on the surrounding tiles, and if you sense a pirate on there, it'll send you a direct message. But those things aren't necessary if you know how to read the blockchain. So that's just a little FYI right there. And that's one of the reasons why it's still in talks right now, because of the fact that there is transparency and everyone has the tools to be able to see each other. So, okay, so that is actually a very good question. Um, as the rarity moves up in the okay, capture cards inherently are going to be infinite. I mean, or I could say like there'll be just as many capture cards are there are pets out there to be able to capture. Um, yeah, that's a better way of saying it beyond infinite. I only say that like that because if you miss capturing a pet, it's not like your card goes away. It's not like you burned it. But if you do capture them, then it turns into the pet. So there'll be just as many capture cards as there are pets to capture. Now, the more rare a pet is, I mean that means the capture card itself is harder to get. And like I go back to the legendary, good luck getting a legendary capture card to capture a legendary pet. I'm not telling you how to get access to one of those or even a rare one. But as well, I mean, he might sit there and taunt you, or she might sit there and taunt you, just showing off how beautiful she is, and you're just like, dang, I wish. And you can keep throwing capture card after capture card, and nothing's gonna happen. Because you'll have a legendary one. Bro, try to cap try to capture a Mewtwo with a regular Pokeball. Exactly. Oh, oh man. I'm gonna have to write that one down. Exactly. But that's a great question, and that's one of those things where like if you have the resources, I mean, why not? But have we ever talked about that and made that as a decision? No. So, yeah, I'm gonna write that one down. So there's one thing that I didn't think I heard JM mention, but I thought it was super cool, and he has just introduced this weather system. So yeah, for all the CO2 junkies out there, the industrial versus eco. Yeah, And so one of them that he did do when the industrials are like really killing it right now and they're making the most money, he put acid rain in there. I was just like, oh my god. Like JM, if you want to talk a little bit about that, I thought that was like super cool what you did.
I mean, I'm an industrialist, so I don't think I need to mention it. But okay, but no, no, no. I'm kidding. Uh, there are systems in the game, like each building affects the environment. So there are different weather effects that I've mentioned, right? And one of them is acid rain. It will be cool if honestly it doesn't matter because I'm an industrialist. But there is acid rain. There is a lot of different weather effects. Heavy rain as well if there's a bit of warming. Basically, what I envisioned for it was, whatever happens in real life can happen based on the different weather patterns and all the different CO2 effects as well.
Yeah, no, super cool. I'm gonna have to get in there and tweak it a bit just so I can add that thunderstorm effect and clouds that are just like heavy, nasty, just like, oh, this is so bad. But man, I was just taking video of it and I was like, did he even mention the weather system that he did? That thing looks amazing. Super cool.
Hello? Hello? Oh, actually, I'm really curious about the where you can, catch a pet. Is there a specific location or map, or is it just popping up everywhere?
Okay, I can answer this. Like what I said earlier, uh, for example, you could see it on the map scene itself. If there are animals on the map scene, you will 100% see it on the tile that it's in. If you go inside, for example, there's a tile that has toucans. You can see it on the cell on the tile itself, and if you go inside that tile, you'll see the toucans inside that tile. So it's not everywhere, of course, but some tiles do have animals that you can interact with, catch with, and that mechanic itself, like the catching, is available for all the tiles, even if there is no animal, uh, because it's part of that kind of realism that we're also trying to achieve as well.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
So actually, too, if you go look inside of the development section, don't go now. Stay here. Stay here. But later, later, you can see exactly what you're talking about. There's a picture with the map with all the resources on there. I uploaded it and tag James awesome work because he's killing it, man. He's killing it.
He's still at work, so he can't speak up. But he has a follow up questions for question from the earlier one. He would like to know if um is is the EAS gonna be still available even after the game is launched? So it's not called EAS anymore, but will there be any special ship to be available once the game is out there?
Is that like no? Go ahead, Lottie. Sorry. Oh, you know. I mean, we do have the early access ships. We do have the pirate version of the early access ships, and this hasn't been widely discussed as of right now, but it has been hinted that, you know, with the whole crafting ability, there will be a ability to craft ships, but we only just barely talked about it when we talked about the docks and fixing ships. So the core gameplay and the core mechanics right now, as far as uh the early access ships, the regular free ships, the pirate ships, and the Daxio ship are in play right now, and we're worrying about just if those ships get damaged, we got to repair those, and then the other things that you get to do. But when it comes to crafting, we definitely want to be able to create more ships. So it's in talks. There isn't anything on the list right now, but I would say don't think that we're not doing it. Just hold on. We're gonna get there.
Matt,
P2E, yes, and starting blockchain Polygon. And I say starting because JM actually did a great settings. I'll take a screenshot of it. I don't think there was a screenshot of it at all inside of the development, but he started on a way for you to be able to not only get your recovery seed phase or get your secret seed phase if you forgot it, just in case you didn't write it down or you just overlooked it and said, whatever, I don't care. Well, there's a way for you to recover it and write it down, but I mean, only try to do that once because you don't want your secret keys floating all over the place. And then he did make it so that way you could switch from whatever blockchain that you wanted to be on. So right now we're starting on Polygon, but the plan is to move to other blockchains. And yeah, JM did actually set that up and get that going. So that's JM again, killing it.
Guys, still have any questions?
Echo, echo, echo.
from general, I'm sorry. Yeah, this is actually from Bicep Major IC. Maybe just having a problem with the mic. So he's saying there is a lot of P2E games that are good at first, and after completing the roadmap, the development becomes slow or worse, dumping the project. I want to ask, what's your long-term plan and plans after finishing the roadmap?
That's actually a really good question, and the only way to truly be able to be in that is to stay inside and see what's happening, because anything, the whole environment can change, and we want to stick to the roadmap and where it's heading and keep moving forward. but we always want to keep growing on top of Cryptopia and not just keep it as a just this is the way we're going. But I mean, the ultimate goal for Cryptopia and where we want to take it, and which is why we're doing what we're doing, is to make it 100% decentralized, aka a DAO. And I think Chief would love to explain what's going on with the end game of Cryptopia because I know he sees the bigger vision.
Yeah, thanks, Matt. Oh, hold on, my mic is a bit weird. So yeah, so what Matt says is absolutely correct. So the game is built in such a way that it will be owned by the community, will owned by the players. So that means that you as a player have the responsibility, or you can have the responsibility to steer the direction of the game. So I'm not sure if you really follow our project. Because if I read it like that, then you're a bit afraid of, there's a game, it's being published, and then, or not even published, right? So our roadmap is leading up to the launch on the mainnet, so the mainnet of Polygon. And once we achieve that, that means that our game has been completed. So we have completed our vision of Cryptopia. And that means that it cannot go slow or cannot be dumped or cannot go wrong. Well, of course, it can go wrong, right? So everything can go wrong. But we believe we have it designed in such a way that it will be a great success and also will be a self-sustaining and reinforcing success. So the mechanics we introduced about, the players needing each other. So if you want to build something, you need another player to help you build it. So he or she needs to be there and offer the labor and log in their avatar for a certain period of time. And by doing that, we combine the adventure mode, so more connected to playing and doing quests and leveling up your character. We connect that with the tycoon playstyle. So the guys or girls that want to own a supply chain or want to own a city or a factory. So it's not a matter of just buying everything in the game and then get rich. It's a matter of organizing yourself and organizing your assets and organizing your play. And that's only possible with the inclusion of the other players. And because the adventure mode is designed in a way that also players can do it for free, so the free-to-play aspect, we believe we can have a fresh inflow of new players continuously. And that will make our game sustainable in the long run. So I'm not sure if I really answered your question. I hope I did. Otherwise, we can continue in chat. That's okay for me.
Why focus on that? Also too, did you? I think you did say it. I'm not too sure. I was reading what we're going on in our general. It says that we got Kaner is with his hand raised, and Notcacker as well with his hand raised. But Caker, not Caker. But yeah. So you did say October? The end of October is when we're having the live demo for everyone, not just the early access ships, correct? Well, that we're going to be doing it. You did say that though, right? At the end of October of this year. From what I know, it's October at the end of this year is October 2022. What is October? Is a 31 days or 30 in October? I'm not too sure.
You
Well,
want
but it's still
31.
you know it's very tentative, right? Exactly.
Well, and that's why it's just open beta. It's not 100% finished where it's good for shipping. It's we let everyone test and see where we made mistakes, and so that way we could fix mistakes and fix bugs, but we'll only ever see these bugs when everyone's there playing. But that is the goal. That is what we want to achieve. But again, if things take a little bit longer because of quality aspects, we don't want to release anything that doesn't fit our quality assurance. You know, we want a certain level of of quality. That's I'm gonna say quality again. Now you guys are getting on me with the wood thing, but we want to make sure that it's withstands the test of time. There's a game that I used to play a lot called Lineage 2, and Lineage 2 looks great even now compared to all the other games. And that game came back out in the 90s. And so we want Cryptopia to be 40 years later, 50 years later. It still has this great quality and this same feel that you're able to grow old playing. Yes, yes, break it. No, seriously, break it. Pinpoint the problem so we can get them perfect. Down, down, up, left, right, 0047. No, I'm just joking. No, the secret codes. Bye, everyone. Have a great
Okay, bye
night.
bye, guys.
bye guys.
Enjoy.
Playing girls.
I will not sing. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Kuya Lau. Kuya Lau. Kuya Dubi is asking to go up here in the stage. But I don't have any permission, so yeah, I don't have the power.